They didn't bomb it, they voted. And one morning, people woke up to find that their city no longer officially existed. No warning, no evacuation, just a decision, and it was completely legal. For years, this town had been quietly labeled a problem. It wasn't violent, it wasn't rebellious, it simply no longer fit the system it depended on. The population was shrinking, the economy was failing. Maintaining roads, schools, and basic services cost more than the town could generate. So officials proposed a solution: not destruction, not relocation by force, a vote. If the majority agreed, the town would be officially dissolved, no longer recognized, no longer funded, no longer a city. At the time, many believed this was the responsible choice. What they didn't explain at the time was what this decision would quietly take away. The vote passed, quietly. No protests, no headlines, just paperwork. Services didn't stop overnight. They faded, one office at a time. Postal codes were removed, street maintenance stopped, and something strange happened. People didn't leave immediately. They stayed living in a place that still stood, but no longer counted, because leaving would have meant admitting that the decision had already won. Mail stopped arriving. Emergency services became unreliable. Some addresses vanished from official maps. Legally, they still lived there, but administratively, they didn't. Over time, the problems piled up. Insurance companies refused coverage. Property records became unclear. Selling a house became nearly impossible. One resident described it simply: "We didn't move away. The country moved away from us." Children grew up in a place that had no future on paper. Elderly residents found themselves invisible to systems designed to protect them. And yet, no laws had been broken. Everything had followed procedure, which meant there was no clear way to undo what had already begun. Years later, the government acknowledged what had happened. Yes, the city had been dissolved. Yes, people were affected. Yes, mistakes were made, but the decision stood because legally, everything had been done correctly. The vote was valid. The process was sound. The outcome was devastating. But on paper, it was perfect. A city didn't collapse. It was erased. No one was punished because no one had broken the rules. What makes this story unsettling isn't what happened after. It's what happened before. At the moment of the vote, most people agreed. It seemed logical, efficient, necessary. No one thought they were ending a city. They thought they were solving a problem. So here's the question. If you were there, watching that vote happen, would you have raised your hand? Or would you have stayed silent, believing it was the sensible choice?